Hello, good morning, everybody. Thank you for joining me today. I'm Dr. Angel Storm. I am the owner of the Manifold Mind and the Manifold Marketplace, and my mission is to turn people with 9-to-5 slave mentalities into business owners and coaches to their next level. If you are watching today, I have a really special video for you. I recently did a video on flow and how this can impact people's performance when they are outside of flow. So when they are done doing the thing that put them into flow, how that still elevates their performance after they're done with that thing, right? So today my video is called Be More, Do More, Have More. And the reason I want to talk about this is to understand the importance of living a life in the state of flow. In February, I did something called Purpose February, which is I did a live video every single day talking about how to find your purpose, how to hone your purpose, and how to eventually turn that purpose into something that serves others but fills you up as well, that keeps you filled up, that keeps you filled with energy, with meaning. And in fact, I have a video that's called Passion into Purpose. So if you missed that or if you want to watch that, click the link in the description of this video and you can go watch that after this one is done. I mentioned that video to say I've already done an entire series on how to identify your purpose, how to harness your passion and turn that into something meaningful. So I'm going to skip over all of that in this video. I'm going to assume that you already have that down and you're looking to do more with that. When you find people who are constantly living in a state of flow, it's like they're always getting stuff done. How does somebody who has 24 hours in a day like everybody else get so much done when all you do is get up, go to work in the morning, come home, sit on the couch because you're so tired, eat something super unhealthy, and then go to sleep only to wake up and do it again and again and again, day after day? This is because the person who's doing more has more. They are allowing their true being to come forth, right? And so that's why they're able to do more, because they're living in a state of flow. The more that you are, the naturally more you will be able to give, right? So the more that you have, the more that you do, the more that you get filled up with energy so that you can do it again, so that you can have more again, you can do more again. This is a cycle of flow. A lot of people don't understand that flow is a system that you can actually implement in your life. This is a place of living that you can stay at forever. As long as you are willing to continuously grow, to continuously develop yourself, there's no end to living in this constant state of flow. For me, being a coach is my purpose. I love being a coach. There is nothing like being a part of somebody's journey and transforming them from seeing somebody who's covered in lies, who believes the lies that have been spoken over them, sometimes for their entire life, right? Come out of that and fully accept who they are and being willing to live in that truth, live that purpose. And so for me, I love being a coach. The more I coach, the more I fall in love with coaching. The more I want to do coaching, the more I want to become a better coach. And I've invested a lot of time, a lot of money, a lot of my efforts, energy, and resources of all kinds to go to coaching conferences, to enroll in courses, I listen to podcasts nonstop, and I read all of the time because I want to be a better coach, because I love coaching. By the way, something I didn't mention in my last video, which I definitely want to talk about this time with flow, is that it's addictive. So once you've developed the system of flow, you become addicted to living in that constant state, which is why, again, some people are able to get up at 4 in the morning or earlier and stay awake until 10 or 11 at night, constantly in this state of flow. They have more than enough energy to go to the gym, to work out really hard, to go to work, to push themselves when they're there, to build something while they're at work, to have a healthy, thriving family life, to be able to be fully present when they're not at work, when they're on vacation, and be in that moment because they've established the system of flow regardless of where they are. So again, flow is addictive, and there's actually a lot of science that goes to show what happens when our brains are in a state of flow. We are releasing dopamine, which is getting us addicted, literally, to the feeling of being efficient, to the feeling of being proficient, and of being in this state of having all of our body, soul, and spirit working in harmony. This is the purpose of flow. This is so that we are showing up not just in body, right? How many people do you know who show up to something and they're there physically, but mentally, emotionally, they're thinking about something else. They're stressed out over here. They're not fully engaged. They're not connecting with the people, with the things right in front of them. They're not in a state of flow. The state of flow harmonizes your body, soul, and spirit, which is exactly how you were created to live. And that's why it's so addictive. You know that you are supposed to be living that way. So people who don't understand how flow works will look on the outside and say, that's too exhausting. Look at all of the things that that person has their hands in. I can't do that. I don't want to do that. Meanwhile, they're taking 10 minutes to think about, when am I going to wake up in the morning? They're debating every morning about whether or not they should go to the gym. They don't have a meal plan for the rest of their week. They're thinking about, what am I supposed to eat tonight for dinner? Instead of having a system put in place where it eliminates those types of decision, which in turn frees up the amount of space that they have in their mind, in their brain, to make other decisions that actually progress their life forward. So for example, if I'm not debating about what time I need to wake up in the morning, I'm just waking up in the morning. I have my gym clothes ready to go the night before. I have a set time that I want to be outside the door. I have a set time that I'm going to be done with my workout at the gym so that I can be home, so that I can start work. If I have all of these things already set up in place, I'm not even thinking about those things. While I'm doing my workout, I'm fully engaged with that process. I'm allowing myself to be free in that process. I'm not constantly stressing out about what kind of meeting I have that day at work or what kind of tasks I need to get done at work, because they all have their own space. They go in those spaces automatically. I'm not constantly micromanaging them. What am I going to have for dinner tonight? I've outsourced all of that stuff to a system that works so that I can stay in a constant state of flow. The thing is that this is available for everybody. It's available to everybody, but few people are willing to discipline themselves to set up the systems that allow them to get into a state of flow. They continuously choose to settle for things that are mediocre, that are outside of their purpose in life, and it slows them down. It literally is like putting a resistance band on their body and having them fight through that all day, every day, week after week, month after month, year after year. There's nothing efficient about that. There's nothing enjoyable about that. And so really understanding how to turn your passion into your purpose and how to live in that place, how to set up these systems. You do have to be disciplined. You have to have self-discipline, which, by the way, I've said this before, but the highest form of self-love is self-discipline. The highest form of self-love is self-discipline. If you are unwilling to discipline yourself into going to the gym, into managing how you spend your money, into cutting out toxic people from your life, then you are not going to have the type of life that brings you joy, that brings you pleasure, that brings you meaning, and ultimately prosperity in every realm, in every dimension. Prosperity in your relationships, prosperity in your business, in your family life. This is going to be so important. So if you're not willing to discipline yourself, it's going to be completely impossible to live in a constant state of flow. The good news is that once you set up this system so that you have outsourced all of these menial decisions, honestly, these predetermined choices need to just be built into your life, which again, I've talked about many times on this channel. You can actually search predetermined choices on my channel and you're going to pull up like 10 videos. And also, if you head on over to the Manifold Mind, I have tons of worksheets that will help you take you through the process of figuring out what's important to you in this season of life and how to make predetermined choices around those things. These are all free resources. All of my resources on the Manifold Mind are completely free. They're available for you to download, share, distribute however you want. I just want people to understand there's a way forward. It's possible for you to have a completely different life as long as you are willing to make the decision that you want a different life. Once you've outsourced all of these systems, all of these menial decisions into the system, and you start living in this place of flow, you don't have to micromanage every decision like you do when you're first setting it up. When you're first setting it up, and if you are trying to break cycles all over the place, you are going to really need discipline, which is why you need an accountability system to help you establish those things. Now, once it's already established, there's no more like consciously choosing to discipline yourself, to put yourself and force yourself into doing those things. It just comes naturally. You don't even think about it anymore. And that allows you to have an ease of flow. There's no resistance from you stepping into, from the moment you wake up, you're stepping into waking life and headed straight into the place of flow. Maybe you're watching this video and you're thinking to yourself, I non-consciously do this. I non-consciously get into the state of flow all the time. That's amazing. But guess what? You can do even more for your life, for yourself. You can grow even more as a human being once you understand consciously that this is happening, and you can partner with this on purpose. So I have a lot of hobbies. I love life in general. So I do a lot of different things that puts me even more in a state of flow. So no matter if I'm working, which obviously, like I said, I love being a coach. So that puts me in the state of flow automatically. But when I'm not working, I'm also in a state of flow because I'm doing the things, I'm developing the things that I know I love. Which, guess what? By the time I come back to doing work, I'm already even in a more heightened state of flow. And part of the reason that this happens is because you're aware of it. You're conscious about it. You are totally engaged. You're very self-aware with what is happening. One of the pillars of my coaching is know yourself. You have to know yourself. And if you don't, you're going to miss half of the lessons and you're going to end up repeating them in life, right? Life is going to present you with an opportunity to learn the lesson as many times as it takes for you to learn it. And this is really for your benefit. So for example, for me as a coach, if I was never aware of the state of flow that I get into, how would I coach other people to get into that state? How would I coach other people into being self-aware? How would I coach other people into being aware of what passion is, of what their purpose is? It would be nearly impossible for me to do it, right? I'd have to say, like, just figure it out. It'll feel kind of like this. I'll just try to explain around what it is, as opposed to being a coach and actually coaching them into that place. The same is true for you. No matter what your profession is, no matter what it is that you're doing in life, even if you're a stay-at-home mom, which by the way is the most important job. That's the most important job. You are literally raising up the next generation of society. So thank you if you are a stay-at-home mom. If you are a mom that is hands-on, you're staying home with your kids, you could be a stay-at-home dad too, whatever it is. If you are working with your children, if you are consciously doing that, that's the most important job. So as you're raising up your kids, you want to teach them how to be aware, right? The word says that you need to train a child up in the way that he should go, and when he is old, he will not depart from it. That actually means that you need to be aware which way the child should go, because that's how you're supposed to raise them up. So being aware of what the gifts, the calling on your kid's life is, that's so important as a parent. How will you be able to do that if you don't know how to do that yourself? So again, this is one of the reasons why I'm so passionate about this, and I really wanted to just take the opportunity today to do this video on flow, on passion, on purpose, and understanding that this is an actual system that you can establish in your life, so it's not a mystery. And today I'm going to get it into flow or not. Am I going to have the ability to step into that space or not? Is today going to be a drag? Am I going to face a bunch of resistance? Is it going to be a good day, or is it going to be a really hard day? Quick qualifier on that. Yes, you will have difficult times, but people who are in a flow state know about a growth mindset. Growth mindset is actually the middle of the road for them. Right? They're way past that, which is that I know that there's a way that I'm working so in harmony with my external world. I'm working in so much harmony with it that it's past growth. This is just a state of being. I'm not consciously thinking, oh, I need to be working through this thing. I need to be consciously thinking about what obstacle I'm overcoming. Again, all of this stuff just comes from this state of flow. But when somebody has moved into a state of flow who is used to living it this way, used to living their life in a state of flow, when they do face an obstacle, they understand that this is necessary for their growth, and they're going to see opportunities where other people would see an obstacle. You know, lots of times when people who are used to being in a state of flow are transitioning into a new season where other people would see chaos and a ton of unknowns, a person who has already developed a state of flow, by the way, we can take images of people's brains and know that flow has an impact on the way that they think about things. People who live in a state of flow have so many more neural networks connected than somebody who doesn't have that, than somebody who doesn't live in that place. So when they see, where normal people would see chaos, would see unknowns, would see fear, A person who lives in a state of flow sees opportunities. They see what they could create. They see tons of possibilities. And that's why these people are constantly progressing. And you're wondering, how are they doing all of that when I have half the amount of work that they do, a fraction of the results that they are getting? It's because they're doing it from a place of flow. They're doing it from a place of being. It's not something that they're constantly working at. They worked to establish these systems, and now they're able to outsource all of those things. So they're not taking away energy to constantly be thinking about every time they get going in the day, they have to stop because now there's a decision to be made, or now there's a choice that they have to work through. They've already outsourced all of those things. Again, hopefully this video has given you something to think about. If you are ready to work more with your purpose, really turn your passion into purpose, work with me one-on-one. Click the link in the description, book a session with me, and more importantly, stop robbing the world of experiencing your potential. If you guys haven't already, please subscribe to my channel, click the little bell so that you're notified whenever I upload a new video to this channel, and I will see you next week.